Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Almiron's Army. In today's episode we'll be looking at the community series, so the other people that have decided to also start an Almiron's Army of their own, which is brilliant. We'll also be looking at the results for the division battle today, seeing how Almiron's Army actually managed to get on in their first game week, and obviously we have some great rewards. With that all being said, I do really appreciate all the support on the channel. Please do leave a like on this video, it helps more than you can imagine, and subscribe if you're new. Let's go. So here we have it then, boys. A lot of us were hoping and praying over the weekend that our MLS squads would cook, and I'll be honest, if you boys have been following the channel for a little bit, you know we done some top 10 videos, and if you did follow along, a lot of them did do very well. So massive shout out to MDK once again, because he did help us making them videos. If you haven't followed him on Twitter, go and do so, because he's an absolute legend, and very good with MLS stuff. And yeah, this is how we got on then over the weekend. You can see a pretty two different stories, that's for sure. Now the in-season team, I am absolutely buzzing that we managed to grind that week and do a lot of business in and out. A lot of you boys in the comments were praising me for my business, and it really has paid off this weekend. So if we click into it then, you can see this is obviously the main team. This is the one we spent the most money on. This was the one that, with a £20 budget, need I remind you, actually managed to get some money, which I did not expect to be saying this early on in the series, I can't lie. And obviously Almiron getting a decisive is fantastic. So yeah, we're going to see what that means to our budget. You can see I have already added them to the sticker book, and we're going to do this every week. We're going to see how game week 2 plans out in this video, of course. But yeah, we're going to see how much, what happens to the budget then. So obviously we've got an extra £1 for Almiron's decisive. We've got £1 for Anthony's goal, £1 for Costa's goal, £1 for Daniel's clean sheet, and also £1 for Berkey's clean sheet. Now, I'm not going to add Almiron's decisive twice. I'm just going to say that he got one decisive. So, money made from rules, we actually made £5, which is, yeah, pretty good. We kind of expect that with the rules and the way that they are, that we're going to probably make quite a decent amount of money from the rules. But I'd say £5 in 1 week is probably more than I expected. I expect that to be a little bit cheaper, but we have had a great game week 1, so we do deserve it, to be honest. Now, if we look at what we have earned from Sorare itself, we have actually managed to earn ourselves some money, like I said. And if we look on Sorare data, you can see that we have earned £1.89 from from Sorare itself. So we'll add the £1.89 to the budget, which is, we'll definitely take. And then last but not least, we actually managed to get 20 essence as well, and we got 20 essence for I think you needed to get 300 points for 20 essence. Someone will correct me in the comments, I'm sure, but I can't remember what it was for. But you get 20 essence for something as part of a promo, which again we'll definitely take. So this means that in today's rewards video, well, obviously we got a fast pass to Div 1 as well, which is going to be hard to compete. I'll be honest with you boys, it's going to be very hard to stay in Div 1 with a £20 budget, but I'm going to try my best. You guys are going to see by the end of the video what we are lining up with for Division 1, so stay tuned all the way to the end, and also stay tuned for a craft that we're going to be getting in this video as well. And then yeah, so in terms of actually talking about what's happened, I'll run over it quickly. I don't like to dwell on this too much because you guys know what happened. But yeah, Daniel kept a clean sheet. Dorsey didn't play that well. Costa actually came off the bench and scored, which we do need to look into with our new budget. Who actually played instead of him? Oh my god, I can't even get my words out. And Miguel Almirón, obviously being the captain, getting a decisive. You love to see it. And Anthony actually terrible result for his team, but apparently he played the best on his team. I didn't watch the game, I just heard that he played well in a poor performance side. And then quickly to touch upon the classic side, obviously Eric was actually injured in warm-up, but I've heard that he's going to be back for next game, so don't need to look into it too much with that DMP. It just is what it is. Roman Berkey obviously doing the business, clean sheet straight away, which we'll take because we earned £1 from it, so can't even complain really. And then Tolo, he is the only one that really I guess disappointed us this weekend, and even more disappointing because I did put him in a top 10 cheap beast video as well. But I do think he's still going to have a good season, so I wouldn't worry too much about that one. And then obviously Almiron doing the business, and Arango not getting a decisive in a 4-0 win is a little bit annoying. But like I said, Arango, you can save yourself for when I don't get a DMP. You know what I mean? So we'll let him off. We'll let him off. So yeah, we're going to look at what we can do to improve the two sides. And we'll come back when we've decided what we're going to do. If you're watching this video now and you're thinking about signing up to Sorare, do not forget to use my link in the description down below. It does really help out a small creator like myself, and if you do use that link, you will even win yourself a free limited card. Okay guys, I don't want to alarm you, but Flynn has been doing some business once again. So we've decided to pick up a Sebastian Berhalter. Terrible at pronouncing names. Sorry if I said it wrong. But yeah, just more. What's the right word? More versatility in the in-season competition, because at the moment you guys can see obviously we can only pick these players, and I wanted the option to not pick Dorsey, if that makes sense, because obviously he's not scored that well, and obviously Costa didn't start. So when I look at this team, I'm thinking, okay, defense needs improvement, and exactly the same as the classic. As you can see, the two defenders letting us down. So we have gone ahead and picked up a Sebastian Berhalter, who allows us to play an extra midfielder in the extra position, and a Franco Escobar, who has already been in and out of the gallery once this season. Let's see how many times we say that. But we bought him in because he was just too cheap. These prices are wrong, so I'm going to get the actual prices. But yeah, Franco Escobar obviously improves the classic, and it means we can double stack the Houston boys with Eric as well. And yeah, of course the midfielder will come in probably for Dorsey, and we're going to have a little look into Vitor Costa in a moment, and have a look to see who started ahead of him and how much he is. But let's see how that affects the prices of things then. So we'll go into our there you go. So Escobar we picked up for £1.10. Let me just make sure you guys can. Yeah, you can see that on video. Lovely. So what does that do to the budget then? So we will take out £1.10. There we go. So we have £6.19 left, and we did win a bid of Sebastian for £3.33. 33 pence. Sorry. And I won't lie to you boys. This is the thing that's a bit weird. So we've got £2.86 left, which is great, and we need to work out the Vitor Costa situation. But you guys might know in the comments. You might have to help me out here, boys. But I won a Sebastian Berhalter on bid, and I'm pretty sure I won him in the promo of like where you get something else. But I'll be honest, I don't think I got anything else with him. You boys might have to look into that for me, but I'm pretty sure I was supposed to get a box with him because it's part of the promo. But yeah, I don't think I did. I know I've got boxes there, but they're from rivals. So yeah, if you guys know, or if that happened to you, then do let me know. It might be a case. It might be a case where like later on in the episode I work it out. But as things stand, we just got him on bid and didn't get anything for him. So I'm not going to add it to the spreadsheet because I don't know what happened there. But yeah, so we're going to look into who started. So we've got Vitor Costa. Not starting. So ideally, if we can manage to do some business over the week and get in a position where we have Vitor Costa's replacement, then I'm pretty confident going into the next week. So I believe, obviously, I would have loved a Rodriguez, but he was way too expensive. Bruno Wilson was someone I was looking at, but I believe his replacement might have been. Oh, I don't know who it would have been actually. I'll have to have a little look into this. Maybe Bruno Wilson might be the player though. For £4, and we might be able to pick one up on bid, but we're gonna have to be careful or smart with this one. We might have to wait for rewards. That's what I'm thinking. So we've got £2.86, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to try and pick up a Bruno Wilson, but we're going to have to wait till rewards. Obviously, remember, in the rewards, we'll be able to craft. So we'll craft someone, maybe put a couple of people up for sale, or try and sell someone just so we can get another in-season card in Bruno Wilson. And then yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. So let's cut to some rewards, shall we? Or should I say a craft? Okay, so we aren't quite at rewards yet, but I did want to shout out some of you boys that are getting involved. Now, Mel from the Under-23 Road to Glory has decided to go with Gold, Ryan Gold. I'm calling it the Gold Gooners. So shout out to Cal for getting involved. I mean, you can see this is his lineup they did go with, but obviously we know Eric didn't play, so probably not the best result for Cal. But you know that is the nature of Sorare, and I did want to show some of how you guys are getting on. Now we did also have Top Gun Tommy, which is Schmitter from Stream, who is a German, so obviously had to get the German boy in there. And yeah, I'm yet to see how he got on. He has he's not done the sticker book stuff yet, but because I'm quite early, so obviously he's still got time. But having a quick look at it, I didn't see how Tommy got on. But yeah, Berkey obviously kept a clean sheet, so did Daniel. Yeah, he's got some other boys in there. Hopefully he done well. Maybe we'll update you guys and see how he got on. And Mihai also has started with Lucho Libre. He's doing Lucho Acosta, and he's got obviously some boys in there. Hopefully he done well. And we also had Benteke's boys being started as well from someone in the Discord called Caleb, FBL Caleb from the stream. And yeah, we've got a few of you boys, so I just wanted to shout out the people that have shown me that they've started. And just going into, obviously we're waiting for rewards to come out, and I have had a little look at sort of next week's stuff and sort of pre-planning to see who we could potentially sell. Now, because obviously we have at the moment Costa looking like maybe he won't start, so we do need to look into potentially getting the man that we did look at in the last clip. But yeah, we're sort of yet to so I'm looking at what I have left, and I have a Tolo, a Dorsey, and obviously, well, actually, Bender is not part of this series, so I think I just got him in a reward, so ignore him. So we have Dorsey and Tolo, but obviously I don't know what the situation is with Eric, so obviously it could potentially be, or it could definitely not line up like this, so I don't want to sell. Also, Dorsey I don't really want to sell because he's good for rotation, especially being in season. So I don't think we're going to have anything to sell this week, but we're definitely going to have a craft, and then hopefully the craft is enough to get the San Jose man that we are looking for. So yeah, let's get on to that craft. Come on. Okay, so we are back, and I think we have 25 essence here, and this is obviously from getting the 20 essence as I showed you guys earlier. Let me have a quick check. So yeah, this is the 20 essence that we managed to earn on Almiron's army, and let's see what it gets for us, because we do need to make a couple of pennies in order to get the San or the SJ replacement as we spoke about earlier. So hopefully it can be Danish. Defender, Houston? Okay, so yeah, I guess this is what people were getting annoyed about. So I don't really know how we've managed it, but we've managed to pull a player that, yeah. So I've seen a bit of controversy with this on Twitter. So we've managed to pull a player that doesn't really play. It doesn't play in the MLS, so it's going to be a bit weird. Yeah, so for some reason they turned the essence to neutral. I don't really understand why they've done that either. I've seen Twitter's a bit annoyed by it because obviously, yeah, I earned my essence from MLS, so you would have thought it would be an MLS card, but apparently not. And I'm going to guess that Rasmus does not sell for anything, which kind of really does hurt the strategy here. It does look like he's played, albeit pretty much bench or a bit park player. And yeah, okay, he's probably not going to sell, which is a little bit annoying. We'll try and move him on. But we're gonna this makes it a bit harder to try and get our man from San Jose. But yeah, let's see what we can do. Okay, so I did realise in the last batch of recording I missed out a couple of bits, so I did want to quickly just throw them into the video. So I believe I did forget to add the Miguel Almiron's actual score, so he did score 72. So I've thrown that in there now. And yeah, as you guys know, we're on £2.86, and I did want to update you guys on the strategy. So not only did I forget that little bit here, I did actually forget to mention Espinosa's expedition, which is MDK's player, or his Almiron army, and Espinosa scored 97 first week, so very good performance for him. But unfortunately, Eric didn't play, and that was his only lineup. So yeah, maybe we'll expect to see this one cooking in the series, that's for sure. But yeah, we're changing the strategy a little bit, so I wanted to update you guys. Hopefully, we sell Rasmus. Obviously, 70p profit that is. And I've actually listed Griffin Dorsey. He was one that didn't perform too great for us this weekend, but was still vital because it allowed us to play in the in-season competition. So yeah, obviously we would be taking a loss on him because I bought him for like £4 odd. But the reason I did want to get rid of him is because I do want the San Jose defender that is going to start. Obviously, we have Vitor Costa, but his position looks to be up in the air. Now, Bruno Wilson is someone I really want, but at £6.50, that's a bit steep. And yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with that price, but I think Bruno Wilson is definitely the next target for Almiron's army. Whether or not he comes in this episode purely depends on how quickly we can sell Rasmus and Dorsey, and then also, so that would bring us to maybe so 70p, £2.30, roughly £3. You got to account for tax, so let's just say £2.50. Then we've got obviously £2.86 in the bank, so let's just say we've got about a fiver. So pretty much once they both sell, then we also have to wait for Bruno to be down at £5, and currently he is up at £6. So yeah, I don't really know when he's going to come in, but he is the next purchase on the series, so we just have to be patient with that one. And yeah, let's see where the week takes us.
Okay, so we're at deadline day for Almiron's army, and I have quite a few things to update you boys on before we get into the weekend and I guess the next episode, really. So I reached out to Sorare about our reward that you guys did see in the, well, I guess the starting part of this video when we crafted, where is he, Rasmus. And as you can see on screen here, there is an email pretty much from Sorare that says Rasmus wasn't even meant to be the one that we did craft, and it was meant to be a different guy that I opened for a different video. But long story short, I wrote them an email and said, like, what's up with this? Because obviously, this is neutral essence. We shouldn't have got a Danish card for the series. And what I pretty much had to do was send Sorare the other card I got. So pretty much now what we're going to do is ignore this Rasmus, pretend like he didn't exist, and we would accept the guy that we actually were meant to craft, which we gave to Sorare, and then they gave us 2 players back, which you can see I have already sold both of them. So it was this Brant Bonico guy. So they gave us 2 of this card for my 1 craft, but obviously I recognise that's not probably so I guess they gave me 2 as compensation, but obviously I don't really think that's that fair for this series. So what I'm going to do is I'm pretty much just going to say that I got 1 of them, and yeah, so I sold 1 of them for 90p and 1 of them for 71p. I know it doesn't make that much difference, but yeah. So I'm just going to say the 90p one is the one that we got for the 20 essence. I think that's pretty fair. Let me know in the comments if you don't think that's fair. But yeah, so we got, let's just say 90p. So pretty much, essentially, we've traded 20 essence for 90p. I'm sure you guys don't really wouldn't disagree with that too much. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do with that, and we have managed to pick up another player for the gallery. In Bruno Wilson. Obviously, I was speaking in the past clip how he is the man we are going to get. And I have to remind myself how much I paid for him now. There we go. So we got him for £3.34. So we'll update the gallery on that one. So £3.34. There we go. So it leaves us with a grand total of 42p. And I'll be honest, the gallery's not looking the best for game week 2. I have already been looking on Predictify and stuff. Vitor Costa is the one that's going to be a make or break for us this weekend. So we've got Bruno Wilson in at 90%. And Costa, we just got to hope he starts. So I'm going to build the team with you boys now ahead of the weekend. As you can see, we're 3 hours to go, so we do need to get this lineup in. And I do actually have a challenge. I am going to address this in the second episode, but I've been set a challenge by one of my viewers on stream, and the challenge is unlikely, but if my team does manage to get in the top 20%, so if this team does manage to get in the top 20%, one of my viewers said that he's going to give away £20 worth of cards, or £20, or a decent giveaway, pretty much. So yeah, so pretty much stay tuned for episode 3, and I'll give you more details about that. But yeah, so we're going to go with this. Now, obviously, Vitor Costa is the risk here. But it does make me think, because I've got the entire San Jose sort of like back line, I should probably captain one of them and pray for a clean sheet. Yeah, so I think I'm going to go with this. I could put in maybe Sebastian, who says he's 90%, but apparently on Predictify, he was definitely not predicted to start, so I don't really want to take that risk. If I show you boys Vancouver Whitecaps, there you go. He's only 25%, so I don't really want to take that risk. So we're going to go with this, Captain Bruno Wilson, and pray that we stay in Division 1, to be honest. I can't lie, I'm not that optimistic, but like he said, if we get top 20% or whatever it is, yeah, he did say that we will be able to do a big giveaway for episode 3. So hopefully, come back for episode 3 to see how we did get on. But yeah, the classic, we're gonna go Berkey. I'm just going to go with the people that are likely to start. I don't know about Escobar and Shevchenko. They're both like not really sure, so I'm just going to play the other two in this one. Obviously Almiron and Arango, and I'm just going to play the guys that are more likely to start. And then we'll have Dorsey there. Obviously, we didn't sell Dorsey in the end, so we will just use him for this weekend. I think I'll captain Arango. Don't know why, I just think he might score. So we're going to take Dorsey off the listing just to get some utility out of him this weekend. And then for Sivchenko and Escobar, we're going to put them in. We're going to put them in a warm up here. So let's go with. Oh, actually. Who's got a great fixture? I need to remember now. I think I'm going to go with a. I think I'm going to go with. Ooh. Oh, this is actually a tricky one. I haven't really looked at warm-up stuff yet. Hopefully you boys have already. Yeah, or Orlando. I like that. We'll go with an Orlando sort of back line then. We'll go with Orlando, and then we're going to put in. So our choice is to either use Escobar or Sivchenko. I think Escobar is better because like Eric has a chance that he won't play, but like so Eric has more chance of starting, but I think Escobar has a better chance of coming off the bench. So yeah, I'm gonna go Escobar. We could put Berhalter in as well, actually. Kind of annoying because we almost have enough for a. Well, we don't have enough, but we have 3 players extra, which is good for rotation, as proven this weekend, really. But yeah, hopefully we can work them into another classic team in the future. All we would need is another forward and goalkeeper. But yeah, we'll work on that for sure. I think I want to target the home matches, and I'm just going to go for the big hitters here. So let's double check into Miami and see. Messi, Suarez look pretty nailed. Alba, pretty nailed. Busquets. Maybe we'll go with Messi. Kind of hard to not pick him. I think most people are gonna pick Messi, aren't they? Can we put two? No, we can't put two. So we're actually gonna use. Let me just finish this off before I start. Ooh, McGlynn's a good one. Gold. Could go Ryan Gold. Peck's a good one. Rusnak. Ooh, I'm gonna go with definitely Denny Bwanga. Let me have a quick look at LAFC's. Oh, I think LAFC might actually be the team to stack, to be honest. Let me just double check LAFC. Where are we? There we are. Yeah. So let's go with definitely Bwanga, definitely Tillman. Um, Maybe Igor Jesus as well instead of Messi, or Palencia's a good one. Yeah, let's put in definitely Bwanga. I think Bwanga will probably have a good day. Ordaz, we could do Ordaz, or let's go with Ordaz. Let's use up all of these. Use up all of these cards as much as we can anyway. And then we've got one more card which we might as well throw into. Can he go in Best of Europe? I don't think he can he? No, I don't think so. Okay, so maybe we can put him in. There we go. We can put him in under 23, the Vancouver man. Yeah, we'll put Bell in there. We'll take out Peck. Actually, I don't think he's gonna do particularly well. So making sure we're using all of our cards to the most the best of our ability here. Go with a Pavlovich. Yeah, so we're making sure we utilize every single card in the gallery at all times. The only one we haven't used is Eric Shevchenko, but that's fine. Obviously, he's just coming back from an injury, so who knows where he's going to be at with that. But yeah, so we used Sebastian, who might potentially come off the bench. Then we've got. Can we even use? We might even be able to use Eric in Challenger, although we do have an Isaac Hayden, which does make more sense. No, okay, he has to be in the MLS. So yeah, so the only card we're not using this weekend is going to be Eric Shevchenko. Like I said, if this team, the main team here, manages to get the top 20%, then yeah, we will be giving away quite a decent little reward. So yeah, let's see how we get on. I'm going to put these guys in the sticker book as well, and yeah, I think that's gonna be us for this week. So there we have it then, boys. There is another episode of Almiron's Army. I do really enjoy these sort of videos, sort of like documenting the week as we go, and then updating you boys on the end of the week on my thoughts and feelings towards the squad. Obviously, a lot of you boys on stream, as we showed in the video today, getting involved as well, which is always fantastic to see. For those of you guys that might not know when I'm streaming, or you want to pop in and say hi, then yeah, my Discord will be linked in the description down below. You just need to click in there. There'll be a schedules tab, and then you can see when I'm next going to be live. And yeah, I try and update and talk to people in there as much as possible. But yeah, do really appreciate all the support on the channel as always, guys. It's been very crazy this week, or just in general, to be honest. The channel's been going better than I could ever imagine, so I do appreciate that. Obviously, please do leave a like if you have, or if you've got to this point in the video, you should really be liking, shouldn't you? And hopefully you have subscribed as well. We do really appreciate that here, and we'll catch you guys in a future video. Peace.